Hello everyone. So today we will look at the concept of personal pronomen in German. So personal pronomen in English is called personal pronoun, and this we will look at in the nominative case. And the nominative case defines the subject in the sentence. So a sentence can be made through a subject plus verb. An English example would be I play. So here the subject is I, and this is a personal pronoun for the first person. So in this case, me, I am playing, right? So you can also have personal pronouns in English, like we play, that is in plural, and then you can have he plays for the second person, you play, and so on. So we have these different personal pronouns for the subject in the nominative case along with the verb. So in the same way, you have personal pronouns for the subject in nominative case in German also. These personal pronouns uh, are for different situations. For example, first person, second person, third person, and we will see one by one through the example. So first personal pronoun is ish, which is equivalent to I in English. So when you have a person, so when you talk about this person, which is me, I'm talking about myself. So then it will be I, and in German it's called ish. So the same sentence for ish will be, for example, I play, and it could be written as ich spiele, right? So now, if you talk about, some other person, then we will have another personal pronoun. And in this case, for example, you are talking to your friend and you are telling you are playing. So the second person you are talking about here, you're talking to them and you say you play. So for that one in German, you will say du, and in English equivalent, it will be you. So you're talking to the other person and you say you play. So the sentence will be du spielst. So here du is you equivalent. So now in the same way you have for the, you're talking about a third person, then you will have, for example, in English he, she, it. So we have in German er, sie, and s. And here is he, and then z is she, and s is it. And as you go on, we will have more. Where is we, then we have ear, which is you, you're talking you all. What does it mean? So for example, you are there, you're talking to other people, there are two people you are talking to, you know or three people, and you are addressing them. So you can say you here, you all, because you're taking these two people together. And this is in German ear, but in English it's just you. For example, for du, which is you, when you talk to one person, du spiels. So then you have you, but when you have more than two people, then you say ear, and this is equivalent to you, but all, like all of you I'm talking to, right? So we have wir, ear, and then you have z and z, and the another z is with a capital S. So what are these? So here when you have multiple people in third person and you talk about them, so then it will be z, and the English equivalent of this z is they. But also, if you have a Z with a capital A, it is when you are talking to somebody who is older than you and you don't know them maybe, and then you want to talk in respect. So here is that you, but in a respect. For example, if you are telling about, suppose a person from your office, you say they also play. So you can say Z spielen. So when the S is capital, then you are addressing in respect, and this is you know, and then it's, you can say do is here informal when you talk to them, and here the formal version is the Z. So you can have they, Z, and Z. Later on, when you will see many sentences, then the differences will be clear. So now we have all the personal pronoun for the person, ish, when I talk about myself, do, when I talk about you, some other person who's in front of me. Then I have er, he, I talk about a male person, er spielt, he plays. Then Z for she, S, then it. Then when I talk about uh, I, and there is another person with me, and I talk about us, then I say we play, wir spielen. Then we have ihr, it's do but plural. If you have more than two people in front of you and you talk to them, then you say ihr. And then you have Z with a small s and Z with a capital S. So Z with a small s is called they. When you talk about many other people in a third person, then you say they. But you also have Z with a capital S, which is the formal form of do, right? So if you talk to somebody who's in this situation, but they're senior or they're your colleague, and you don't have a very strong relationship, you don't know them, so you want to talk out of respect, so you will talk to them in a formal way, then you will say Z. So here you can already see that it's a bit confusing with a Z with a she one, and then we have a they, and then a Z informal. But later on, when you will see the sentence, and this will get more clearer. But here you can just memorize it and see the differences with different personal pronouns. Now moving onward, we have personal pronouns for the things also. Now in English, the personal pronouns for things is always the same. For example, you will have a car or the car, right? In the same way, then you will have a dog, the dog, right? Or you can have a cup, the cup. But you will notice here that the personal pronoun for the things doesn't change, even though the things are living, non-living, right? And then also could have gender associated with them. It's always the. So the car, the dog, the cup, right? But in German, this is not the case. In German, all the all the nouns have the associated gender related personal pronoun to them. So and this will be similar to he, she, it. So for example, in German we have das Auto. So das Auto is neutral, and then so then it will have the personal pronoun of s, right? For example, I can write a sentence: das Auto ist alt, aber es ist schnell. So what I'm saying is the auto, the car is old. So here alt will be in small letters. So thus auto is old, that car is old, but S is schnell. So I have used a personal pronoun associated with the auto as S here. So for neutral, the personal pronoun is S. S is schnell, it is fast. In the same way, we have for the female, like the Mutter, the mom. And for the, we will have Z as the personal pronoun. And then for example, their horn, the dog, we will have air. And then you have the tassen for plural, the cups, then you will have Z for that, right? So we will, in the things we don't have like English, like the for all the things. Here it depends upon the gender associated with the nouns, and then according to the gender we will have the corresponding personal pronoun. For example, equivalent to he, she, it. And here the he, she, it equivalents are air for he, then we have Z for plural, and S for it. He, she, it. and then for plural we will also have z. So plural, for example, here it was associated with the z, if as I told you before. So that covers up our personal pronoun for things and people. So just for a revision, we can see that we have personal pronouns ish, I, do, you, er, he, ze, she, s, it, where, we, here, you, all, when you have plural people which you are talking about. Then z, they, and z with the formal do. So this z is just a formal do, right? And now we have things which is not as same as in English. Here the personal pronoun are associated with the gender of the noun. So for example, das Auto, it will have s, die Mutter, sie, she, der Hund, er, und die Tassen, sie. So that's how we define the personal pronoun in nominative case, when we have the subject plus verb, and for that subject we want to define the personal pronoun in nominative case. So now in the next video we will see how the personal pronoun can be defined for the accusative case, when the person is acting as an object, right? So accusative case would be object, and here how those personal pronoun changes in comparison to the English. So see you in the next video, and if you have any doubts you can comment and ask the question. Bye.